Good morning, Cullman. Thank you for tuning in to Cullman Today. I'm your host, Katie Spicer, and today is Wednesday, May 22nd, 2024. We have a lot to look at in local news today, including information on Cullman Kids Touring Farms, the CCPS musical Lemonade, and Oak Mountain State Park's upgrades and improvements. All of this, plus sports, weather, and more, but for now, let's dive into the top stories happening in Cullman today. The Cullman Police Department recently congratulated Officer Zane Pounders for successfully completing Traffic Homicide Investigation Parts 1 and 2. Chief David Nacetta said Pounders will now be assigned to the CPD Traffic Homicide Unit. Nacetta said the Cullman Police Department Traffic Homicide Unit is a specialized investigative unit that responds to and investigates life-threatening injury crashes and fatal crashes. Pounders said he is extremely grateful and excited to begin the journey. Next up, kindergartners at Cullman City Primary School celebrated the end of the school year and the beginning of summer with their class musical, Lemonade. The groups performed 3 lively songs for all of their family and friends in attendance. Having been working since January on the numbers, the program went smoothly and adorably to commemorate the end of the year. And finally, the last day of school for Cullman County School students will be today, Wednesday, May 22nd. All county schools will dismiss students at 1 p.m. Now that we have the top stories out of the way, we're going to take a quick break before returning with sports.
Discover what's buzzing in Cullman with Community Matters, where every story pops off the page with local flair. It's the magazine that's got the inside track on what's now, what's new, and who's who. Get the lowdown on top eats and 411 on recipes that'll turn up your summer cooking game. Relive our local team's triumphs on the sports fields and pencil in summer's hottest events for fun the whole family will love. Get your copy of Community Matters at the Cullman Tribune, any of the local businesses on screen, or scan the QR code.
Hello and welcome back. Now it's time to find out what's going on in the world of sports. In today's sports recap, let's get an update on Wallace State softball's postseason run. The Lions' bats were on fire during their first game at this year's National Junior College Athletic Association Division I World Series. The 11th-seeded Lions defeated the 6th-seeded Salt Lake Bruins 9-6 at Chicolo Park in Oxford. Wallace State took the lead in the first inning and never relinquished it. The Lions plated 3 runs after leadoff batter Caroline Carton singled to left field and advanced to second base on a wild pitch. A double from sophomore Laura Lee Wheeler brought Carton in to score on a home run by freshman Bailey Roos. Her first of the game allowed them both to run the bases and stretch the lead 3-0. The Bruins answered with a pair of run points in the bottom of the first, cutting the lead 3-2. Back-to-back singles from Carton and Wheeler gave the Lions a pair of runners in the 5th. Roos capitalized with her second home run of the game, putting 3 more runs on the board and making it a 6-2 game. The Bruins responded with a pair of runs in the bottom half of the 5th to trim the lead 6-4. After a scoreless 6th inning, Wheeler drew a walk to reach first and advance to second on a single from freshman Haley Hollyhand. Sophomore Jessie Taylor then tripled to plate Wheeler and Hollyhand, adding 2 more runs in the lead before the single from freshman Brandy Phillips allowed Taylor to score and make it 9-4. The Bruins put 2 more runs on the board in the bottom of the 7th, but it wasn't enough to overcome the Lions, and Wallace State advanced with a 9-6 win. Roos led the way at the plate with 5 RBIs on 2 home runs. Taylor finished with a pair of RBIs, and Phillips and Wheeler added 1 each. Emily Simon earned the win for the Lions after pitching 4 innings. Her sister Katie Simon came in to toss the final 3 innings in relief. The Lions will play again today at 3 p.m. in the 3rd round of play. That covers sports for today, but make sure to check with the Cullman Tribune each day for the latest in sports coverage from across the area. We'll be back after this message. Hello and welcome back to Cullman Today. Now it's time to speed things up with our news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. The Cullman Touring Farms for Kids has released the farms the summer camp students will be invited to visit during the Farm Seed Visiting program. The two-day event will take children around the county to visit some of the area's most prolific and profitable farms, beginning with Pinehart Living History Farm, Best Hall Farmers Market, Haynes Farming Company, D&Y Farms, and Gathered Roots Plant Farm on day 1, and Champion Farm, Vulcan Materials, and Piper Leaf Tea and Company on day 2. The visits will take place on June 20th and 21st from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. The cost of attendance is $40 per child aged 7 to 13. Visit the Agriplex online at agriplex.org/wptest/summer-programs to register. Visitors to Oak Mountain State Park's campground will now enter on freshly paved asphalt and check in at a new state-of-the-art camp store. That's just the beginning of the new amenities at the campground, which is set to reopen next weekend after recently receiving its first significant renovation since it was built almost 50 years ago. On Saturday, May 18th, government officials, civic leaders, and state park personnel gathered for a ceremonial ribbon cutting to officially open the upgraded campground. Alabama Department of Conservation and Natural Resources Commissioner Chris Blankenship said, "From the moment visitors check in at our new camp store, they'll step into a better campground than we've ever had at Oak Mountain. We want every person who visits one of our state parks to enjoy a first-class experience, and this new campground definitely delivers." Oak Mountain's campground, one of the park's top attractions, has gone through a complete teardown and rebuild with new water and sewer lines, upgraded electrical connections, and a new and expanded playground. Many of the camping paths have been widened and modernized. The Hanceville Lions Club is hosting a community favorite Boston Butt Sale on Thursday and Friday, May 23rd and 24th at Warehouse Discount Groceries in Hanceville. All proceeds of the sale will go towards supporting the Lion Club and its members, as well as the various philanthropic ventures the club takes on throughout the year. The main branch of the Cullman County Public Library has added an exciting new structure to its children's area. The interactive alligator that now lines the wall of the library is full of fidgets, games, and activities designed to keep little minds and fingers moving. Visit the library anytime to try the new play area. Now for a quick break before we look at the weather ahead and pay our respect with obituaries. I'll be right back after this quick message. Welcome back. Let's take a moment to pause and remember those who have lost their lives this week as we turn to obituaries. Peggy Joyce Thompson Sims. Peggy Joyce Thompson Sims, 86 of Vinemont, Alabama, passed from this life on May 20th, 2024 at 10:16 a.m. Funeral services for Ms. Sims will be on Thursday, May 23rd at 3 p.m. at Moss Service Funeral Home. Interment will follow the service at Bethlehem West Baptist Church Cemetery in Battleground, Alabama. A viewing will be on Thursday at Moss Service Funeral Home from 1 to 3 p.m. Charles Hosmer. Charles Hosmer, 85 of Hanceville, passed away on May 20th, 2024 in Hanceville, Alabama. Funeral services for Mr. Hosmer will be at 2 p.m. on Saturday, May 25th at Hanceville Funeral Home Chapel. Burial will follow the service at Bangor Cemetery. Visitation will be held from noon to 2 p.m. at Hanceville Funeral Home. That finishes up obituaries for today. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their friends and family. Now let's take a look at today's weather forecast. Today will be partly sunny with a high near 85 and a south wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. This evening it will be mostly cloudy with a low around 67. Expect a south to southwest wind around 5 miles per hour, becoming calm. On Thursday, there's a slight chance of showers between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m., then a slight chance of showers and thunderstorms after 4 p.m. It'll be partly sunny with a high near 86 and a south to southwest wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. The chance of precipitation is 20%. Thursday evening, there's a slight chance of thunderstorms before 7 p.m., then a slight chance of showers after 1 a.m. It'll be mostly cloudy with a low around 66 and a calm wind becoming south around 5 miles per hour after midnight. The chance of precipitation is 20%. That concludes another edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. I'm Katie Spicer with Cullman Today, wishing you a wonderful Wednesday, Cullman.